The laboratory was cold and dark. Only the blue glow from dozens of computer screens lit the room. Dr. Keth Varan stood before the largest tank in the research station. Inside the tank, floating in green liquid, was their greatest creation. The creature was huge. 8 feet tall with muscles like steel cables under black skin. Its arms ended in claws that could cut through metal. Rows of sharp teeth filled its mouth. This was Hunter Prime, the weapon that would end the human problem forever. "Is it ready?" asked Commander Keth Zalos as he entered the lab. Dr. Keth Varan nodded. 20 years of work. Every cell in its body is designed to kill humans. Every thought in its brain is programmed to hate them. The doctor pressed buttons on his control panel. The green liquid began to drain from the tank. Hunter Prime's eyes opened for the first time. They were pure black, like empty space. "The programming is perfect," Dr. Keth Varan explained. "When it sees a human, smells a human, or hears a human voice, its brain will flood with rage. It cannot feel anything else toward them except hate." Hunter Prime stepped out of the tank. Water dripped from its massive body. It looked around the room with those black eyes. When it saw the alien scientists, it remained calm, but they had shown it images of humans during its creation. Even now, thinking about those images made anger flow through its mind. "Excellent," said Commander Keith Zalos. "The human colony ship will never know what hit them." The colony ship knew. Dawn was 3 days away from the Keth research station. It carried 50,000 humans looking for a new home, families with children, old people who had lived long lives on Earth, young couples starting fresh. They had no idea that death was coming for them. Dr. Keth Varan walked around Hunter Prime, checking its body. The claws can cut through any human armor. The skin can stop their bullets. It can run faster than their vehicles. It can jump higher than their buildings. Hunter Prime listened but did not speak. It had been given knowledge but not words. It knew what humans looked like. It knew how they moved. It knew where to strike to kill them quickly. This knowledge filled its mind like a dark ocean. Most importantly, Dr. Keth Varan continued, it cannot be reasoned with. Humans try to talk their way out of everything. They will beg. They will offer deals. They will try to make friends. But Hunter Prime will only see enemies. Commander Keith Zalos smiled. "Perfect." Loaded into the attack pod. 2 hours later, Hunter Prime sat in a small black ship. The ship was designed to look like space junk. It would crash into the human colony ship and seem like an accident. By the time the humans realized what had happened, Hunter Prime would already be hunting them. The journey took 3 days. Hunter Prime did not need food or sleep. It sat in the dark ship and thought about humans. Every thought made the hate grow stronger. The programming worked perfectly. On the colony ship New Dawn, life continued as normal. Captain Lee Hyun walked through the corridors checking on his people. Children played in the recreation areas. Adults worked at their jobs or relaxed with their families. Dr. Park Mina worked in her laboratory studying alien plant samples. She hoped to find new foods that humans could grow on their new planet. She was excited about the future. In the residential section, Kim Jun finished his maintenance work for the day. He went home to his wife Song Yuri and their daughter Kim Nari. The little girl was 5 years old and loved to laugh. She made everyone smile with her joy. "Daddy, tell me about our new planet," Nari asked as they ate dinner. "It has blue oceans and green forests," Kim Jun said. "You will have your own room and a garden to play in." Song Yuri smiled. "We will be so happy there." They had no idea that death was racing toward them through space. Hunter Prime's ship reached the New Dawn, exactly as planned. It crashed into the agricultural section where the colonists grew their food. Alarms rang throughout the ship. "What was that?" Captain Lee Hyun asked on the bridge. "Looks like space debris hit Section 7, reported his officer. "Minor damage, no hull breach. Send a repair team," Captain Lee Hyun ordered. But it was not space debris. In the wreckage, Hunter Prime pushed aside twisted metal and stood up. Its enhanced senses immediately detected human life signs. Thousands of them. The smell of humans filled the air. The sound of human voices came from every direction. The programming activated. Rage flooded Hunter Prime's mind. Pure, burning hate consumed every thought. Its claws extended, its muscles tensed. The need to kill became stronger than the need to breathe. It moved through the agricultural section silently. Plants grew in long rows under artificial sunlight. Hunter Prime had never seen growing things before, but it ignored them. Only humans mattered. Only human death would satisfy the rage inside it. The first human it found was a farmer named Cho Wook. He was checking the plants for damage from the crash. He heard a sound and turned around. Hunter Prime stood 10 feet away. Cho Wook's eyes went wide with terror. He tried to scream, but no sound came out. Hunter Prime moved faster than a human could see. Its claws flashed. Cho Wook fell to the ground and did not get up. The creature felt satisfaction. The programming rewarded it for killing a human. But the satisfaction lasted only a moment. The rage remained. It needed more. Hunter Prime began to hunt. It moved through the corridors of the colony ship like a shadow. Its enhanced hearing picked up every heartbeat. Its enhanced smell found every human scent. The programming guided it toward the areas with the most people. Security cameras caught glimpses of movement, something large and dark moving through the ship. But the images were unclear. "There's something in Section 7, a security guard reported to Captain Lee Hyun. "Animal life from the planet we passed?" the captain asked. "I don't think so, sir. It's big, and it's moving toward the residential areas." Captain Lee Hyun felt a chill. "Send security teams, full weapons." But Hunter Prime was already deep inside the ship. The rage grew stronger with every human scent it detected. Soon it would reach the areas where families lived, where children played, where thousands of innocent people had no idea that death was hunting them. The weapon was awake. The programming was working perfectly. Hunter Prime had been born to hate, and nothing in the galaxy could stop it from fulfilling its purpose. Nothing except something the alien scientists had never considered. Something they could not program into their perfect weapon because they had never experienced it themselves. But that discovery would come later. For now, Hunter Prime moved through the darkness, following the scent of human life toward its destiny. The security team found Cho Wook's body in the agricultural section. Captain Lee Hyun stared at the torn metal around the crash site. Whatever had done this was strong beyond belief. "Sir, look at these claw marks," said Security Chief Bae-hoon. He pointed at deep gouges in the wall. Nothing natural could cut metal like this. Captain Lee Hyun touched the marks. They were still warm. "How long ago?" "Maybe 10 minutes. The blood is still fresh." Dr. Park Mina arrived with her medical scanner. She knelt beside Cho Wook's body and frowned. "These wounds are precise, like a surgeon who knows exactly where to cut to kill quickly." "You think it's intelligent?" Captain Lee Hyun asked. "More than intelligent. It's trained." Alarms began ringing throughout the ship. Hunter Prime had been busy. 3 more bodies were found in different sections, all killed the same way, all torn apart with surgical precision. "It's moving toward the residential areas," Security Chief Bae-hoon reported. "We need to evacuate the families." Captain Lee Hyun nodded. "Do it. And send every security team we have." But Hunter Prime was faster than the evacuation. It had already reached Section 12, where many families lived. The creature moved through the corridors like flowing shadow. Its enhanced senses tracked dozens of humans nearby. The rage burned brighter with each heartbeat it heard. The programming pushed it forward. Kill the humans, all of them. Leave none alive. Kim Jun was playing with his daughter Nari in their small apartment when the lights went out. Emergency power kicked in, bathing everything in red light. "Daddy, what's happening?" Nari asked. "Just a power problem, sweetheart," Kim Jun said, but he could hear screaming from somewhere in the ship. His wife Song Yuri came out of the kitchen looking worried. "The news feeds are talking about some kind of animal loose in the ship," she said quietly. Kim Jun picked up Nari. "We should go to the safe room." They opened their door and stepped into the corridor. Other families were doing the same thing. Parents carried children. Old people helped each other walk. Everyone moved toward the emergency shelters. Hunter Prime smelled them before it saw them. Dozens of humans all together. The scent made the rage explode in its mind. It moved faster, following the scent trail. The first security team found Hunter Prime in Corridor C7. 6 trained guards with military weapons. They had fought pirates and hostile aliens before. They thought they were ready for anything. They were wrong. Hunter Prime appeared around the corner like a living nightmare. 8 feet of black muscle and razor claws. Its eyes reflected the red. Emergency lights like mirrors. "Open fire!" shouted the team leader. Bullets hit Hunter Prime's armored skin and bounced off. The creature felt the impacts, but they could not hurt it. It had been designed to resist human weapons. Hunter Prime moved into the group of guards like a tornado. Its claws flashed faster than human eyes could follow. In 10 seconds, all 6 guards were dead. The creature stood among the bodies and felt. The programming rewarded again, but the satisfaction was brief. The rage demanded more death, more human blood. Dr. Park Mina watched the security camera footage in horror. Look at how it moves. It's not just strong, it knows exactly how humans fight. It predicted every move they made. "How is that possible?" Captain Lee Hyun asked. "Someone designed it specifically to kill us." More security teams tried to stop Hunter Prime. They used bigger guns. They tried setting traps. They even used explosives. Nothing worked. The creature cut through them like they were made of paper. Hunter Prime followed the scent of the evacuating families. It moved through maintenance tunnels and service corridors. It knew the ship's layout somehow, like the knowledge had been programmed into its mind. Kim Jun and his family were almost to the safe room when they heard the screaming behind them. Something was killing the people in the back of the group. The screaming got closer. "Run!" someone shouted. Families scattered in all directions. Kim Jun grabbed Song Yuri's hand and pulled her down a side corridor. Nari bounced in his arms, confused but not scared yet. They ducked into a storage room and locked the door. Through the thin walls, they could hear the sounds of people dying. Metal being torn, the wet sound of claws cutting flesh. "What is that thing?" Song Yuri whispered. Before Kim Jun could answer, the sound stopped. Everything became quiet. Too quiet. Something big moved past their door. They heard heavy footsteps and the scrape of claws on metal. Kim Jun held his breath and pressed his hand over Nari's mouth. The footsteps stopped right outside their door. Hunter Prime could smell 3 humans inside the storage room. Its enhanced hearing detected 3 heartbeats, fast heartbeats full of fear. The programming sang with joy. Fear meant the humans knew they were about to die. The creature raised its claws to tear through the door. But then something strange happened. Little Nari giggled. She had seen her father's scared face and thought he was playing a game. Like hide and seek. She giggled again. A bright, happy sound in the darkness. The sound hit Hunter Prime like a physical blow. For one moment, the rage in its mind flickered. The programming stuttered. What was that sound? It had never heard anything like it. The creature stood frozen outside the door. The programming tried to restart the rage, but something was wrong. That sound had created a tiny crack in the perfect hate system. Hunter Prime shook its head and the rage returned. But for just a moment, something else had been there. Something the alien scientists had never programmed. Something it had no name for. The creature moved away from the door, confused. It could still smell the humans inside, but the burning need to kill them had lessened somehow. The programming pushed it to return and finish them. But Hunter Prime found itself walking in the other direction. Kim Jun waited 10 minutes before opening the door. The corridor was empty except for the bodies of people who had not been fast enough. He picked up his family and ran toward the safe room. Dr. Park Mina studied the security footage again. Something happened here. Look at this timestamp. The creature stops outside the storage room for 2 minutes, then leaves without attacking. Maybe it lost their scent, Captain Lee Hyun suggested. No, watch its body language. It's confused, like its programming glitched. Can we use that?
Maybe.
if we can figure out what caused the glitch. Hunter Prime continued its hunt through the ship. It killed more security teams. It cornered more families. But each time the rage felt slightly different. The programming was still strong, but that strange moment outside the storage room had changed something. For the first time since its awakening, Hunter Prime experienced doubt. The emotion was small and weak, but it was there, hidden beneath layers of manufactured hate. The alien scientists had created the perfect weapon, but they had made one mistake. They had never heard a human child laugh with pure joy. They could not program hatred for something they did not understand. That small giggle had planted a seed of something else in Hunter Prime's mind, something that would grow stronger with each passing hour. The hunt continued, but the hunter was no longer perfect. Dr. Park Mina played the security footage for the 20th time. She watched Hunter Prime stop outside the storage room where the Kim family was hiding. The creature stood there for exactly 2 minutes and 7 seconds before walking away. "There," she said, pointing at the screen. "Look at its posture, the head tilt, it's confused." Captain Lee Hyun leaned closer. What could confuse a killing machine? Something it wasn't programmed to handle. Dr. Park Mina switched to audio analysis. "Listen to this." The sound was faint but clear, a child's giggle coming from inside the Kyuda storage room. Then silence. Then Hunter Prime walking away. "A laugh," Captain Lee Hyun said. A little girl's laugh made it stop. More than stop. It broke something in its programming. Dr. Park Mina pulled up more footage. "Look at its behavior after this incident. It's still killing, but differently. Less focused, more hesitant." Ship counselor Yoon Suki joined them in the security office. She had been helping evacuate families and treating trauma victims. "What kind of programming are we dealing with?" Dr. Park Mina showed her the analysis. "Something designed to make it hate humans completely. But whoever programmed it might have missed something important." "What?" "They programmed it to hate human violence and aggression, but they never encountered human joy, human compassion. They don't understand those emotions, so they couldn't program responses to them." Hunter Prime moved through Section 15, following new scent trails. The rage still burned in its mind, but the burning felt different now. Weaker in some places, stronger in others. It found a maintenance worker named Im Dae trying to repair a damaged wall panel. The man was alone and defenseless. Easy prey. But as Hunter Prime approached, it saw something strange. The wall Im Dae was fixing protected a room full of children. The man could have run when the alarm started. Instead, he stayed to make sure the children would be safe. Hunter Prime raised its claws to strike. Then it stopped. The programming said to kill the human. But something else in its mind asked a question it had never thought before. Why was this human protecting other humans instead of himself? The creature stood frozen as Im Dae continued working. The maintenance worker looked up and saw Hunter Prime watching him. He should have screamed, should have run. Instead, he spoke quietly. "I know you're going to kill me," Im Dae said. "But please let me finish this repair first. The children need this wall to stay safe." Hunter Prime tilted its head. The words made no sense. Why would prey worry about other prey? Why would it ask for time to protect others? The rage tried to push Hunter Prime forward, but confusion held it back. For 30 seconds, the creature watched Im Dae work. The man's hands shook with fear, but he kept repairing the wall. When Im Dae finished, he stood up and faced Hunter Prime. "Okay, I'm ready now." But Hunter Prime was not ready. The programming screamed for blood, but something else whispered questions. The creature turned and walked away, leaving Im Dae alive and amazed. Dr. Park Mina received reports of Hunter Prime's strange behavior. 3 times now, the creature had spared humans when it should have killed them. Each time involved humans showing unusual behavior. "It's learning," she told Captain Lee Hyun, "but not what its creators expected." "Can we use this?" "Maybe. If we show it more things its programming can't handle." Yoon Suki had an idea. "What if we stop running? What if we show it who we really are? Captain Lee Hyun looked at her like she was crazy. You want to walk up to that thing? Not walk up to it, but stop hiding everything good about humanity. It was programmed to hate human monsters. What if it meets human angels instead? Word spread quietly through the ship. Instead of just hiding, some people began doing what they did best. Teacher Bae-hoon started reading stories to children over the ship's communication system. His gentle voice carried through every corridor. Artist Ko Yoon found paints in the art supplies and began creating beautiful murals on the walls. Even with death hunting them, she made pictures of hope and joy. Chef Rote continued cooking in the emergency kitchen. He made soup for the frightened families and hummed old songs while he worked. Hunter Prime heard the teacher's voice echoing through the corridors. The words were soft and kind. They told stories of friendship and courage. The creature had been programmed to recognize human communication as threats or lies. But these words carried no aggression, no deception. The programming tried to process this input and failed. Error messages began cascading through Hunter Prime's neural networks. The creature found one of Ko Yoon's murals, bright colors showing humans and aliens living together in peace, children playing under alien suns, families sharing meals with strange new friends. Hunter Prime stared at the painting for 5 minutes. The programming said humans were violent, conquerors who destroyed everything they touched. But this image showed something different, something beautiful. More error messages flooded the creature's mind. The smell of Rotai's cooking drifted through the ventilation system. Hunter Prime followed the scent to the emergency kitchen. Through the window, it saw the old man stirring a pot of soup and humming. Rote looked up and saw the creature watching him. He did not run or scream. Instead, he smiled and held up a bowl of soup. You look hungry, the old man said. I don't suppose you eat human food, but you're welcome to try some. Hunter Prime's programming crashed completely for 10 seconds. In that moment of silence, the creature felt something it had never experienced before. The old man was not afraid. He was offering kindness to the thing that had come to kill him. When the programming restarted, it was weaker than before, full of holes and contradictions. Hunter Prime continued hunting, but now it was hunting for answers as much as prey. Each act of human kindness created more cracks in its programming. Each display of love and courage made the rage a little smaller. Dr. Park Mina tracked the creature's movements and saw the pattern. It's avoiding areas where people are showing positive emotions. The programming can't handle compassion. So, we make more compassion, Yoonsuke said. Dangerous plan, Captain Lee Hyun warned. If we're wrong, a lot of good people will die. Good people are already dying, Dr. Park Mina replied. At least this way, we fight back with what makes us human. The plan spread through the ship. Instead of just hiding, humans began showing their best qualities. Acts of kindness, moments of beauty, displays of selfless love. Each one hit Hunter Prime like a hammer blow against its programming. The perfect weapon was becoming imperfect. The hatred was developing holes. And in those holes, something new was growing. Something the alien scientists had never planned for. The creature that was born to hate was beginning to feel curiosity, wonder, and the first tiny seeds of something that might someday become compassion. The programming was breaking down, but what would replace it remained to be seen. The plan was working better than anyone expected. All across the colony ship, humans stopped hiding and started being human. The effect on Hunter Prime was dramatic. Dr. Park Mina watched the security feeds as the creature stood motionless in corridor after corridor. Its programming was overloading from too many inputs it could not process. Look at this, she said, pointing to the screen. It's been standing in that same spot for 20 minutes. Just watching the children's art class. Through the window of the recreation room, children drew pictures with crayons. They laughed and showed each other their artwork. Hunter Prime pressed its face against the glass like it was trying to understand what it was seeing. The rage programming kept trying to activate. These were humans. It should kill them. But they were small humans doing something beautiful and harmless. The contradiction created more system errors. Teacher Bei-hoon continued reading stories over the ship's communication system. His voice was calm and gentle as he told tales of friendship between different species. Hunter Prime found itself listening to the words instead of hunting. Once upon a time, Bei-hoon read, there was a creature who thought it was a monster, but when it met kindness, it discovered it had a heart. Hunter Prime's head jerked up. Those words seemed to speak directly to something deep inside its mind, something the programming had tried to bury but could not completely destroy. Artist. Ko-yoon had painted 12 murals throughout the ship. Each one showed scenes of peace and cooperation. Hunter Prime visited every single painting, studying them with growing confusion and wonder. One mural showed different alien species working together to build a city. Another showed human children playing with alien children under two suns. A third showed families of all species sharing a meal around a huge table. These images contradict all data about human behavior, Hunter Prime's programming reported, but the systems were too damaged to maintain the contradiction. Error messages cascaded through its neural networks. Chef Rotai left bowls of soup in places where Hunter Prime had been seen. Not to poison or trap the creature, but as simple acts of kindness. Each bowl had a note that said, everyone deserves to eat. Hunter Prime found the bowls and read the notes. The concept of giving food to an enemy made no sense to its programming. Enemies fought. They did not feed each other. More system errors flooded its mind. The creature's movements became more random. Sometimes it would start hunting, then stop halfway to a target. Sometimes it would raise its claws to kill, then lower them and walk away. The perfect programming was full of holes now. But the biggest test was still coming. Little Nari Kim had been asking her parents why everyone was scared. Kim Jun tried to explain about the dangerous creature without frightening her too much. Is it like the monsters in stories? Nari asked. Something like that, Song Yuri said. But in stories, monsters are just scared and lonely, Nari said. Maybe this one is too. Kim Jun and Song Yuri looked at each other. Their 5-year-old daughter had just said something very wise. Later that day, as families moved between safe areas, Nari got separated from her parents in a crowded corridor. She was not scared. She was curious about all the excitement. She wandered into an empty section of the ship and found herself face to face with Hunter Prime. The creature loomed over her like a living shadow. 8 feet of black muscle and razor claws. Its dark eyes stared down at the tiny human child. The programming screamed commands. Kill the human. Kill it now. This was what it was made for. But Nari looked up at Hunter Prime and smiled. Oh, you're the monster everyone is talking about. You're bigger than I thought. Hunter Prime froze. The child showed no fear, no aggression. Just curiosity and innocent interest. The programming had no response protocol for this. Are you the one making everyone scared? Nari asked. You must be very lonely. I get scared when I'm alone too. The creature tried to raise its claws, but they would not move. System errors flooded its mind faster than they could be processed. Nari reached into her pocket and pulled out a small stuffed animal. It was a tiny bear with soft brown fur and button eyes, her most precious possession. Here, she said, holding it out to Hunter Prime. This is Mr. Bear. He always makes me feel better when I'm sad. You look very sad. Hunter Prime stared at the offered toy. Its programming searched frantically for an explanation. Was this a weapon? A trap? Some kind of human trick? But the analysis came back negative. It was just a soft toy. A comfort object. The child was offering comfort to the thing that had come to destroy her. Mr. Bear is very good at hugs, Nari continued. And he's an excellent listener. Sometimes when I'm angry or scared, I tell him all about it and he makes me feel better. The creature's programming experienced total cascade failure. Every system crashed at once. For the first time since its awakening, Hunter Prime's mind was completely silent. In that silence, it felt something new. The rage was gone. The hatred was gone. Instead, there was a warm feeling it had never experienced before. The child's kindness touched something deep inside its mind that the programming had never been able to reach. Hunter Prime slowly knelt, down until it was at Nari's eye level. With one massive claw, it very gently touched the stuffed bear. The toy was so small and soft compared to its deadly weapons. "Do you want to hold him?" Nari asked. Hunter Prime nodded. It could not speak, but somehow the child understood. Nari placed Mr. Bear in the creature's huge hands. Hunter Prime held the toy like it was made of glass. For 5 minutes they sat together in silence. A little human girl and the weapon designed to destroy her species. Nari talked quietly about her family and her excitement about their new planet. Hunter Prime listened to every word. "I have to go find Mommy and Daddy now," Nari finally said. "But you can keep Mr. Bear for a while. Just remember to give him back before we reach our new home, okay?" Hunter Prime watched the child walk away. It looked down at the stuffed animal in its hands. Something fundamental had changed inside its mind. The programming was still there, but it was broken beyond repair. For the first time in its existence, Hunter Prime made a choice that was not based on its programming. It chose to protect instead of destroy. It chose kindness instead of hatred. The weapon had been broken by the one thing its creators never understood: the simple, pure love of a human child who saw potential for good even in a monster. But Hunter Prime's greatest test was still ahead. Deep in its biomechanical systems, a hidden protocol was activating. The Keth Empire had one final failsafe for their weapon. If it ever stopped killing humans, it would kill itself. Deep inside Hunter Prime's chest, something began to beep. A small red light flashed faster and faster. The creature looked down at itself in confusion. What was happening? On the Keth research station, alarms were ringing. Dr. Keth Voran stared at his monitors in disbelief. "The weapon has stopped killing humans," he reported to Commander Keth Zalos. "Its programming has completely failed." "How is that possible?" "I don't know, but I've activated the final protocol. Hunter Prime will self-destruct in 30 minutes. The explosion will destroy the entire human ship." Commander Keth Zalos nodded. "At least we'll still eliminate the humans." But Hunter Prime was no longer just a weapon. It was something new. Something that could think and feel and choose. And it chose to warn the humans about the bomb inside its chest. The creature ran through the corridors of the ship, still carrying Nari's stuffed bear. It needed to find someone who could understand what was happening, someone smart enough to help. Hunter Prime found Dr. Park Mina in her laboratory. She looked up from her computer and froze. The creature stood in her doorway, but it was not attacking. Instead, it pointed at its chest where the red light was flashing. "You're trying to tell me something," Dr. Park Mina said carefully. Hunter Prime nodded. It opened its mouth and tried to speak, but only rough sounds came out. The creature had never been given the ability to talk. Communication was not part of its original design. Dr. Park Mina called Captain Lee Hyun and Counselor Yoon Suki. They arrived expecting to find her dead. Instead, they found her sitting across from Hunter Prime like they were having a conversation. "It's trying to warn us about something," Dr. Park Mina explained. "Look at that flashing light in its chest." Captain Lee Hyun kept his hand on his weapon. Could be a trick. But Yoon Suki stepped closer. She had spent years learning to read body language and emotions. "No. Look at its eyes. It's afraid. Not for itself. For us." Hunter Prime pointed at the flashing light again, then made a gesture, like an explosion. It held up fingers to show numbers. 25 minutes left. "There's a bomb inside you," Dr. Park Mina realized. "Your creators put a self-destruct device in your body." Hunter Prime nodded sadly. It pointed at the humans, then made the explosion gesture again. "If the bomb went off, everyone on the ship would die." "Can we remove it?" Captain Lee Hyun asked. Dr. Park Mina scanned the creature with her medical equipment. "It's integrated into its biosystems, like a second heart. If we try to cut it out, Hunter Prime will die." Hunter Prime heard this and felt something strange. It should have been happy to die. That was its original programming. But now it wanted to live. It wanted to see Nari grow up. It wanted to learn more about human kindness. More importantly, it wanted the humans to live too. Engineer Nam Gil arrived with his tools. He was the best tech specialist on the ship. If anyone could disable an alien bomb, it was him. I need to see inside its chest, Nam Gil said. Hunter Prime understood. It lay down on Dr. Park Mina's examination table and used its own claws to carefully open its chest panel. Inside, they could see the bomb device. It was small but complex, with alien technology none of them recognized. 15 minutes left, Nam Gil said, watching the timer. This is beyond anything I've seen before. Hunter Prime sat up and looked at the humans working to save it. They could have run away. They could have ejected it from the ship in an escape pod. Instead, they were risking their lives to help the creature that had been sent to kill them. The warmth Hunter Prime had felt when Nari gave it the stuffed bear grew stronger. This was what the programming had never understood. Humans did not just destroy. They saved, they helped. They showed mercy even to their enemies. Wait, Dr. Park Mina said. Hunter Prime, you know your own systems better than we do. Can you help us understand how this works? The creature nodded. It could not speak, but it could show them. Hunter Prime pointed to different parts of the bomb and made gestures to explain their function. Working together, the human and the former weapon began to understand the device. It had three main components: a timer, a power source, and a detonator. If we disconnect the power source first, the whole thing should shut down, Nam Gil said. But there was a problem. The power source was connected to Hunter Prime's life support systems. Disconnecting it might kill the creature. I'll die anyway when the bomb explodes, Hunter Prime managed to say in broken words. Its voice was rough and strange, but the humans understood. No, Dr. Park Mina said firmly. We save everyone. That's what humans do. With 5 minutes left on the timer, Nam Gil found a solution. He could reroute the creature's life support through the ship's power systems while disconnecting the bomb. This is going to hurt, he warned Hunter Prime. The creature nodded and held up Nari's stuffed bear. If it was going to die, at least it would die holding something that represented the kindness that had changed it. Nam Gil worked faster than he ever had before. Hunter Prime's body convulsed as systems were disconnected and reconnected, but it stayed still and let the human work. With 30 seconds left on the timer, Nam Gil made the final connection. The red light stopped flashing. The bomb was dead. Hunter Prime was alive. The creature sat up slowly and looked at the humans who had saved it. Dr. Park Mina smiled. Captain Lee Hyun relaxed for the first time in days. Yoon Suki wiped tears from her eyes. Thank you, Hunter Prime said in its rough new voice. Thank you for warning us, Dr. Park Mina replied. Over the following days, Hunter Prime learned to be more than a weapon. The humans taught it to speak better. They showed it art and music and literature. They introduced it to concepts like friendship and hope. Little Nari visited every day. She was not afraid of the creature that everyone else still found terrifying. To her, it was just her friend who needed help learning to be happy. What should we call you? Nari asked one day. Hunter Prime sounds scary. The creature thought about this. It remembered the moment when Nari's kindness had broken its programming. It remembered choosing to save instead of destroy. Hope, it said finally. My name is Hope. Captain Lee Hyun officially made Hope a member of the crew. It worked in engineering, using its strength to help repair the ship. It helped in security, protecting the people it had once been sent to kill. When the colony ship reached its destination, Hope was there to help build the first houses. It worked alongside the humans, creating something beautiful instead of destroying. At night, Hope would sit in the observation deck and watch the stars. Sometimes Nari would join it, and they would talk about the future, about the new world they would build together. The Keth Empire had created the perfect weapon to destroy humanity, but they had made one crucial mistake. They had never understood what made humans truly dangerous. Not their weapons or their aggression, but their capacity for love. In trying to create something that could hate humans perfectly, they had created something that could love them perfectly instead. Hope looked at the stuffed bear in its hands and smiled. It had been born to hate. But a human child's laugh had taught it to love, and that made all the difference. The monster was dead. In its place stood something new, something better, something that proved love was always stronger than hate.